Hey guys, welcome back to another Epic 7 video. Today we'll be reviewing Perfumer Byblis' kit, what builds she should run, what she's good against, and her weaknesses. Please like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Let's take a look at her animations first. Or rather, the intro of this video, I guess. Yeah, I mean, as usual, the Epic 7 animation is amazing. I really like the floral design. And yeah, Perfumer Byblis is a fire soul weaver, 5 stars. Her open imprint is health, which is really OP. Like, I think open health imprint is one of the best imprints in the game. And yeah, she has a soul burner S1, so I'm gonna skip the lore. Let's look at her base stats. So she's a Virgo. She has the same stats as Sharoon, the green Sharoon. And yeah, she has okay defense, a bit low health, kind of slow in speed, and she just has some effectiveness. So let's go a bit, see some concept art. Alright, we're at the hero introduction, right? So she has self HP imprint, so means she's probably an HP scaler as well. Okay, let's look at her skills. Okay, so her S2 is Elixir de Belle Nuit, and at the start of an enemy's turn, she grants lingering fragrance to all allies for 1 turn, and when an ally's health is 50% or less after being attacked, activates La Vie en Rose, which dispels 2 debuffs from all allies and recovers health before granting a barrier for 2 turns. And the amount recovered and the barrier strength is increased proportional to the caster's max HP. And Lingering Fragrance is an undispellable buff that increases max health by 5%, and when attacked, reflects 8% of the damage suffered back to the attacker. And reflected damage cannot be higher than the bear's max health and can stack up to 5 times. So which means if the opponent takes 5 turns, your whole team will have 25% more health and have 40% damage reflection. So immediately right off the bat, like, you can probably see she's good against, or at least decent against, some cleaves, right? This triggers, well, she won't be good against anything that can seal her, like MLDN, ML Luna, but against like maybe Ran and like Freeran, stuff that want to press their buttons and do like an AoE that can take someone's health below 50%, she could definitely be good against those. So I mean, this reflect damage is gonna kill like Ran or Freeran probably. So probably good in some sort of anti-cleave setup. And yeah, and after like she activates it, right, dispels 2 buffs and heals them and gives them barrier, so kind of like resets the fight. And let's look at her animation. So here it hits DDR, which cleanses them. Well, it doesn't really restore her that much, but it restores a decent amount, right? Like that was a 10k heal. Okay, her skill 3 is Aura de la Mort. After granting increased effectiveness to the cast for 3 turns, spreads the scent of death, inflicting redirected provoke on all enemies for 1 turn, and 70% chance to inflict 2 venoms each. Two venoms for 2 turns, sorry. And at the end of the turn, it detonates venoms. So the one thing to note here is she doesn't strip. So you'll have to, well, she's weak to immunity. Unless you can bring like a stripper on your team that goes before her. Detonating venom is really strong as you have immediate value since it'll injure them and do the damage. So cleansers like Hand Guy, Dilibet won't really have that much of effect against her. Like, yeah, the cleanse, whatever, the provoke, but the venom damage and injury will have already been inflicted. So they're like kind of pseudo counters, I guess. Maybe not like a full counter. But this is a non-attack skill, so it will be weak to Green Celine, Fire Politis. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, we already saw this animation at the beginning of the video, but it's very nice. Yeah, so here DDR had stripped them, I guess, because they already had a venom applied and sleep. And then Byblis goes, right? And it detonates. Yeah, see, so that was actually in the same amount of injury, but I guess they did have a DDR buff and already a venom applied, but that pretty much just max injured their whole team except Brass, who's immune to debuff, so it's pretty strong. Yeah, and then her S1 is attacks is Rose Breeze, attacks the enemy with Sandpaper and has a 60% chance to inflict defense break, and Soul Burn triggers a duel with the highest attack. As usual, a dual attack with highest attack plus a defense break is always really deadly. The defense break is only 60%, which is kind of low compared to like the usual ones, but yeah, still gonna be really strong. Next up, her artifact is called Veritas. It's basically okay. At the end of every 3 enemy turns, it increases combat readiness by up to 20% and has a 100% chance to dispel 1 debuff. So it's basically Warhorn plus Wondrous Potion Vial combined together. Right, it has Warhorn's CR Crush and then Wondrous Potion Vials to dispel 1 debuff. Yeah, it's a pretty solid artifact. One thing to note is actually this artifact gives defense and HP. So that's actually, I think it's one of the first ones that gives, or for Soul Weavers anyway, that gives HP and defense. Usually it's attack. I think the other artifact that's been released that gives flat defense on it is Fire Krauts already. Thorn of Blue Rose. So that's a pretty cool change too. Most Soul Weavers don't really care about attack. So yeah, I mean, I can see this artifact being used. I mean, Warhorn is always really good, right? But that increases your whole team's attack, and this just helps you cleanse the debuff. So I can definitely see this being used. Unfortunately, it needs to be it's a whale already, so it needs to be maxed to proc 100%. But yeah, it's pretty good. What else is there? I mean, next they have some like demos, so we can watch some of those. Let's see how she plays. Yeah, you're definitely gonna want to pair her with a stripper, right? So that's why in the showcase they have a DDR that goes. You see, like Barunka and Setsuka have immunity. So if you didn't have a stripper here, they wouldn't get venomed. So obviously you will want to pair her with strippers. So any openers that strip like Sea Phantom Politis, DDR, you know, well, DDR's not an opener, but he's a stripper, I meant. So yeah, and I can see him being pretty good against, or her, sorry, Byblis being pretty good against like anti-cleave and such. But yeah, I mean, we already saw this showcase earlier, so I'll just see what her next showcase would be. Unless there's only one. There might be only one. Yeah, I guess there's only one. But yeah, all in all, I think Byblis might find a spot in the meta. We'll have to wait and see how she performs in the game. She definitely has strength against cleavers since her buff activate, her undispellable buff gets procced like every time the opponent takes a turn. So, and cleavers tend to take the first turn and multiple turns at that. So she can heal them, heal your team, provide barrier, and cleanse them. She's weak to seals, so ML Luna, MLDN, she could be weak to like non-attack skill punishers like Green Celine, and Fire Poly. But yeah, she's definitely going to be strong against certain types of cleave and also like free run, right? Like the reflect damage is definitely just going to kill free run. So yeah, thanks for watching.